Hello, everyone. I am Vijay Kannan. I am part of Microsoft AI Foundry organization. In AI Foundry, we have hosted several Cohere models. So like Cohere Re-Rank, Cohere Embed, Command AI, and even the latest versions of Command R and R+ models. With these models, they cater to various tasks like clustering, classification, summarization, Q&A, question and answering. In addition to these tasks, these models also support reasoning, also like semantic search and then RAG, right? With me, I have James Ding. He is one of our customer and he's from DraftWise. He is going to show us or walk through us how DraftWise is using these Cohere models, right? So we are going to run a short video. Over to you, James.
Working at law firms, you spend time working on things that don't directly benefit your client. Your client wants you thinking, how do you represent my interests well? We created DraftWise to accelerate contract creation.
Large language models really target what lawyers want to do. You can help them to focus on the strategic and the valuable aspects of their jobs.
We chose Azure AI Foundry models to create the DraftWise platform because it offers the best choice of models that we could easily evaluate for the best fit, then host them in a secure, scalable platform.
We've selected 3 Cohere models: the command model for text generation, the embed and re-rank models for search and retrieval.
Cohere's models are designed to serve businesses like DraftWise who need to ensure accuracy to build trust with their customers.
Cohere boosts the search quality of proprietary data needed to draft and negotiate contracts. Our developers' efficiency has improved by 60% over traditional methods.
Customers have to deploy solutions quickly while ensuring data privacy. That's exactly what we provide by offering our models through the Azure AI Foundry.
We also selected the O-series reasoning models from Azure AI Foundry. Adding a reasoning step leads to better accuracy. We've seen a 30% better increase across our benchmarks. Reinforcement fine-tuning significantly improves results by teaching the model how to reason in specific contexts.
With both models, we can add new capabilities faster. You can produce a feature that used to take a couple months, now in just a few weeks.
Being able to select from over 1,900 models in the Azure AI Foundry has been transformative. This truly is a new era for the legal industry.
All right. Hey, everyone, and welcome to the final session of the day. My name is James. I'm the CEO and co-founder of DraftWise, and we started DraftWise to help lawyers draft and review contracts. Before DraftWise, I used to lead an AI product team at Palantir, and I've been working with AI and big data for over 10 years. Now, I know what most of you are thinking. You don't know anything about drafting contracts. Well, I'm here to say that you understand a different problem really, really well, so you know more than you think. And that other problem is writing code. I think everyone here agrees that it's incredible what AI can do writing code. What's incredible is this is 𝗬𝗀. He's the president of Y Combinator. We're actually a Y Combinator company. And 25% of YC's latest batch vibe coded their startup. I think you hear big companies talk about replacing engineers with AI or supplementing them with AI. And I think regardless of which side of the fence you're on about engineers and AI, everyone agrees, and I think everyone at the conference agrees, that it's very exciting what AI can do writing code. But here's the thing. Contracts, legal contracts, are really similar to code in some material ways. So in code, you have these things called variables. You assign them a value. You manage it in one place so that you don't have to worry about changing it in 15 places. In contracts, we have a similar concept. It's called a defined term. In code, you can write logic one time, so you don't have to repeat yourself or reinvent the wheel. That's called a function, and you can invoke functions after defining them. In contracts, we have these things called clauses and cross-references. In code, you send your reviewer a diff view in GitHub or in diff. And in contracts, lawyers have a thing called red lines that they send back and forth. Even things like product requirements documents and JIRA tickets, lawyers have a similar concept, which are just term sheets and client emails. That's not where the similarity ends. These are both markets where skilled people take and read a lot of text and then write a lot of text. And they're pretty similar sized markets. Writing code is supported by a $7 billion DevTools market, so the market opportunity for companies like DraftWise is also just as big. See, when we started DraftWise 5 years ago, we were basically a DevTools company, but for lawyers. We built an IDE as our core product for legal contracts. It gave you things like IntelliSense, jumping to functions, linting. Our core knowledge product was basically Stack Overflow, but for law firms. And we built a robust code search product so they didn't have to reinvent the wheel for every new deal. But over the past couple of years, every dev tools company, the dev tools industry has basically transformed completely because of AI, and we followed suit. Nowadays, we are an AI agent company for drafting contracts. Our core knowledge product has gone from knowledge search to more a perplexity-like experience. We have a Copilot for helping you negotiate, to find insights and find the best ways to beat your opposition. We also have an AI agent capable of drafting contracts, and that's what I'm going to show you today. Okay, so here's the backdrop. We have here open, in Microsoft Word, not VS Code, a purchase and sale agreement. That's basically an agreement you use when you want to buy commercial real estate. And the background here is I'm a lawyer, and my client said, hey, I really like what you did the last few times around. Just do the same thing for this deal too. I'm like, fine. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to have DraftWise's agent perform some research to see exactly what the client meant. I'm going to prompt it to look for similar deals to this one that we've done with that client that they were happy with, find opportunities to improve the one we're currently working on by comparing it to those other ones. So in short, we're trying to improve the position of the buyer in on the positions they're taking in this purchase. And in a deep research-like way, what DraftWise is doing is it's actually doing that work, finding those deals, and it's able to do this because it's connected to the law firm's contract repository, and also it can see all the negotiations that happened in the past. So what it's doing is similar to deep research. It's running searches, it's combing through negotiation history, it's running analysis, and ultimately synthesizing for me exactly what I've requested. So what we have here now is a short list of improvements that are exactly what the client referred to when they said they were happy with what we did in the past. For example, what this first one is saying that we're going to extend the inspection period of the property and any materials, because obviously as the buyer, the longer the period, the better it is for us. This next one speaks to the fact that we're just going to make the seller provide those materials sooner. This next point is interesting. So as written previously, we would have to tell the buyer or tell the seller when we're good with the changes, but should we change our mind, we can't reverse that. So this protects us against that. The next two talk about making obligations optional or removing them entirely. This next one is kind of subtle. The words say one thing, but in reality, the implication is we can get a more robust insurance policy. So a number of changes, about 10 changes. All of them were found through analyzing other deals and comparing them to this one. And we were able to do that in just a couple seconds with a single prompt. So now that we have a short list of improvements, what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to have the drafting agent write the contract for me. So I'm sure everyone who's used AI coding agent is familiar with this part. We just tell it, show me the changes. And what's going to happen is it's going to stage the changes for me in a diff view so that I can easily review the changes it plans to make. And should I be happy with those changes, I can accept them into my document in a single click, or I can prompt it to revise or give it alternative feedback, much as you would with a coding agent. And just for reference, the alternative to this workflow is that I would have to juggle multiple Word documents open, flip between them, find little bits to copy and paste between documents. And then really, it's like a really error-prone and tedious process. But what I've done by flipping the paradigm with this drafting agent is that I've made it less error-prone and I've made it a lot easier, because now we have the AI do a first pass of the changes, and we review those changes, check them, and if they're good, it just takes a single click to accept those changes into our agreement. So you can see here, it's making changes related to that insurance provision, the thing that's going to help us get a more robust insurance policy. It's making certain obligations optional as opposed to mandatory. Basically, all of the improvements that has surfaced before, it's found a way to fix them, to remedy them, by using the language that we've used before.
And the technology.
So we've made a number of changes now. And now what I'm going to do is, because we've made a number of changes, I just want to run a sanity check to make sure I haven't introduced any problems. So this is like running a linter or running a type check or a compiler. And what I'm going to do is, many law firms have a standard document of what they consider structural quality. I'm going to cross-reference it against that. I'm also going to generally cross-reference it and make sure that I haven't introduced inconsistencies. And that's what's happening here. And voila, no inconsistencies introduced, no structural problems introduced. We're good to go. In just basically 2 minutes, I've done what would normally have taken a lawyer over half an hour to do, to conduct deep research, to compare large blocks, hundreds of pages potentially against 20-page contract, and then to surgically make those copy and paste bits, and then tediously cross-reference against our quality checklist.
I assure this point is to violate.
The reality, though, is, as anyone who's used an AI coding agent knows, vibe coding has serious limitations. 75% of YC's batch did not vibe code their product. And this is even more true when you have something like a contract drafting agent. What I've shown you is just the tip of the iceberg in terms of the actual engineering work that goes into this. We do a significant amount of work with AI, with data, with things in the background to make sure the quality is something that a law firm will actually use. And here's the thing, law firms actually use it. That's the best part. This is an excerpt from a case study that we've recently published with a top 100 law firm. They have over 120 users on DraftWise, and they talk about how it's game-changing in terms of conducting research and in terms of figuring out the right decisions to make on behalf of the client. In addition to that, not only do they have over 100 users, they also anticipate user growth this year to grow by 400%. And it's not just them. Over half of the top 10 law firms in the world use DraftWise. Dozens of the top US law firms use DraftWise. And in-house legal teams at Fortune 500 companies like PwC and Instacart also use DraftWise. So let's talk about how it works. I mean, the very first thing, and this is important for every application of AI, is that we have fundamentally sound software that originally we built for humans to use, and now is used by both humans and AI agents. Under the hood, we also use reasoning models. You saw a lot of planning. You saw a lot of decision-making and tool use. And underpinning that are reasoning models that can make better decisions. And then the centerpiece of the quality comes from retrieval. We've built domain-specific, so law firm contract-specific retrieval mechanism. And that makes heavy use of Cohere's family of models. So they have Command R+, which is a generative model. They have re-rank, which is the state-of-the-art, one-of-a-kind semantic re-ranker that basically outperforms everything in the market. And they have embed4, which is the highest quality, efficient embedding model. You can get bigger and trade efficiency for near similar quality, but if you're ingesting millions of contracts, the size of your vector database is an implication. Oh, and of course, we're at a Microsoft conference. Underpinning all of this is Azure AI Foundry. And it's not just the models that we're running here. So we chose the Azure AI Foundry because our customers are some of the most sensitive people law firms, in-house legal teams. And Azure offers the security and privacy that our customers expect. But also, you've seen our tool. It's integrated in Microsoft Word. Our customers deploy their own clouds in Azure. They use Azure Active Directory. So we have a number of integrations across Azure. Using Azure AI Foundry made it really seamless to play with the rest of our stack. So that's it. If you're interested in working on dev tools for lawyers, but in an AI version, we're hiring. And if you know lawyers who could stand to benefit from AI, we're also selling. So thank you for listening. And I hope you enjoyed all the demos today.